Hello everyone, it's great to see you again, and I hope you are all doing well. So many new people have subscribed to this channel, and for that I want to say thank you. The weather here has been cold and rainy for the past week. To bring a little sunshine into our world, today we are going to make a rhubarb upside down cake. It's the kind of cake that you can serve with a cup of tea or with a flute of champagne. I think it tastes exactly like sunshine. So the first thing we need is rhubarb, about a pound of rhubarb. And you want to trim it and then cut each stalk into an 8-inch length. And then cut the rhubarb lengthwise in half so that each piece is about a 1/4 inch wide, like so. This recipe is on my website, so you don't have to write anything down. I will put a link to the recipe in the description below. Then put the rhubarb in a shallow dish and sprinkle it with 3/4 of a cup, or about 120 grams, of granulated sugar. As most of you already know, rhubarb is extremely tart, so the sugar tempers the tartness. Set the rhubarb aside for 5 minutes while it exudes its juices. Now lightly grease an 8-inch diameter cake pan. I grease mine with some avocado spray, and then dot the bottom of the pan with bits of butter, about a tablespoon of butter in total. Meanwhile, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Now tip the rhubarb and all of its juices into the pan. And then trim the rhubarb stalks to make some kind of decorative pattern. And you want to make sure that the red part of the rhubarb is facing down. Save these trimmings for a snack. You can fit the little trimmings here and there in the arrangement. So this is what my decorative arrangement looks like. So clean up this spilled sugar. Then we're going to make a streusel. For the streusel, I'm adding a 1/4 cup or 45 grams of packed dark brown sugar into a medium bowl. I'm going to break up that brown sugar. Then add a 1/2 cup or about 70 grams of all-purpose or plain flour. Then add 3 tablespoons or 43 grams of cold diced butter. And then use your fingers to mash the butter, the flour, and the sugar together. We're looking for a crumbly mixture here. And here we are. I'm going to set this streusel aside for a moment while we make the cake batter. For the cake batter, tip 1½ cups or 204 grams of all-purpose or plain flour into a medium bowl. Add a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a pinch of salt. And whisk to combine the dry ingredients. Set this aside for a moment. I'm going to mix the wet ingredients in my stand mixer, which is outfitted with a paddle attachment, but you can absolutely use any large bowl and handheld electric beaters here. Add 3/4 of a cup or 170 grams of unsalted or salted butter, and the butter must be softened to room temperature. Then shower the butter with 1 cup or 200 grams of granulated sugar. I'm going to beat this at medium speed until the mixture turns light and fluffy. One at a time, beat in 2 large room temperature eggs. Scrape down the bowl as necessary. Then beat in the zest from 1 large navel orange. This smells wonderful. Then add the juice from the navel orange. That's about 3 tablespoons. Beat in a ½ teaspoon of ground cinnamon. At low speed and in alternating additions, I'm going to add about 1/3 of the flour and half of 1 cup or 250 mils of plain yogurt. Another 1/3 of the flour. Better lower this. The remaining yogurt. And the remaining flour. You only want to mix this until the flour disappears into the batter. Then give the batter 1 good final mix with a spatula. Pour the batter over the rhubarb. Oh, this looks good. It looks fantastic. Smooth the top. Now you could make this in a 9-inch diameter cake pan, if that's all you have. Just make sure that the bottom of the cake pan is 8 inches in diameter. Most 9-inch cake pans do have 8-inch diameter bottoms. Shower the top with the streusel. The streusel will become very crisp as the cake bakes. And then when we unmold the cake, which will be upside down, the rhubarb will be on top, the cake in the middle, and the crispy streusel will be on the bottom. I like to clean up as I go. I'm going to pop this into the preheated oven until a skewer inserted into the cake comes out clean or mostly clean. That's going to take from 50 minutes to 1 hour, depending on your oven. While we are waiting on the cake, I'm going to make an arrangement of roses for the music room. Floral food. These are some yew branches that I cut from the garden. Just removing the lower leaves. I have a video on how to arrange a dozen roses, and I will link that video in the description below. And 12. Need to make this a little shorter. Cake is done. Oh, it looks fabulous. It smells fabulous too. Now, we have to let this cool for 10 to 15 minutes. Then we are going to unmold the cake onto this cake stand. It's the moment of truth. We are going to unmold this cake. And I will be putting these overused oven gloves, which I love, in the wash as soon as we finish this video today. Put the cake stand on top. Try to center it, and then flip. Say a prayer. It's beautiful. I have one little piece I want to fix over here. Look at this. Oh, it smells terrific. I think we should enjoy this cake for tea time. Taste time. I love every component of this cake, from the crunchy streusel base to the moist cakey center to the tart but sweet rhubarb. Oh, it's really an amazing cake, and I hope you will give it a try. Thank you for taking time out of your day in order to spend a little time with me. I really appreciate your company. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye for now.